Oh, so good. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Another daily vlog here. It's Sunday. It's been a long week of training. We have a rest day today from our workouts because we have a very big workout coming tomorrow, which I'm excited to film for you guys. So we're not gonna work out today, but we are gonna do a couple things because it's raining like crazy. We have another one of these atmospheric river storms coming through, so they might have to shut down the highways again. Hopefully no flooding, but that basically rules out playing any golf today. However, we are still gonna hit the range because we're working on the swing, and then we're also gonna do a bunch of work here at home because still move the ball forward. Even if you don't go to the course, we're gonna get a bunch of work done here first, then we'll go to the range, and that'll be the end of our day of training for today. So first thing I like to do, actually, especially on days like today, is this is when I find is my favorite time to go over the Gankas program. In the morning with my coffee, it's nice and early, not working today because it's Sunday. So, this is like my perfect time. I pull up the George Gankas program, and this is when I start reviewing different things in the program that now start to make more sense to me. I know you guys have asked, am I still using this? Is this still part of my regimen? 100%, guys. The foundation of my entire swing is this program. Where you've seen me bring in other specific people to help was more because I needed help on certain moves that I just couldn't get on my own. Like specifically the leg work, as you guys are seeing throughout this. My leg work was in such a bad position that I needed to bring in way more help as a result to help kind of figure it out and help me learn it. So, but all in all, like the core identity and the core DNA of my swing is all this Gankas program. I like to go back and I like to go through the different things because there are a lot of things I found within the program that I had heard at the beginning that now as I start to learn more, I kind of go back to, and now I have a better understanding in relation to my ground forces, my grip, all of the things I've been working on. Now I get a much better idea of how this all kind of comes together, right? And I think that's one of the big advantages of this program is there's so much information here. There's so many things that are in depth. Sticking with it over the course of a full year, like you really start to, my perspective on it 12 months ago is different than my perspective on it now because of how much more I understand about the golf swing. Another thing I love doing, and I will do this every morning while I'm drinking my coffee, if I can, is I love going through YouTube and I will go find different golfers I'm trying to emulate, and I'll go watch like highlights. So for example, like, Brooks Koepka right now, a lot of what he does with his pattern is similar to the pattern I'm incorporating into my swing. I'll do a deep dive on like Brooks Koepka highlights and watch him hit different shots. And it's so funny, like as I do the Gankas stuff, as I incorporate a lot of this stuff into my own game, now as I watch PGA Tour swings, I'm starting to understand more of what their swing DNA is. And I kind of pull different things of stuff I'm incorporating in my swing, and I cherry pick the things that I know are working for me. And I just try to get an understanding of how these guys are incorporating this in a real-time scenario. Watching Brooks's hand motion, as well as how he clears that front leg, that's been something I've been watching a ton of. So I'll go through YouTube and I will watch, as many highlights as are available to me of that player so I can get a better understanding of their motion.
And then, you know what it is. We got the whole putting set up here right now.
And on days like today, when it's raining outside and I know I'm not gonna get any putts in outside, I'll roll a minimum of 500 putts in here. Absolutely. Between, while I'm waiting for something to cook or whatever, I'll put a podcast on and listen to a golf podcast and work on my form. There's just a bunch of like opportunities throughout the day. And like, these are two things you can do that don't require you to be at the golf course, but you can get better at golf. You can develop your awareness of the game by going through videos and using a program like this. And then you can get some hard skills by, like, I basically am doing now all of my work on my stroke at home because I just have the time. I have found a perfectly straight putt on my floor, but I can move the mat around. I know where there's a good left to right and a good right to left. So I move my mat around depending on, what kind of putt I want to hit. But I can get some really quality work done and I don't have to go to the course. And I know for a lot of you who are maybe can't get out to the course as often as I can, how do you still move the ball forward for yourself on days when you can't get to the course? And I think, having a program like this to learn and then being able to just rattle off putts, over the course of your day. Like I'm gonna get 500 putts in between now and when I go to sleep. And so I just have my putter here, I have it available, and I'll rattle off 10, 20, 30 putts at a time. Those add up throughout the course of the day, so that now, the next sunny day we have when I can work on putts outside, I'm not working on my stroke, I'm working on my speed, I'm working on my aim, working on all the other things Chris has got me cooking with. So just a thought, let me know. Anyway, I'm gonna study this, and I'll hit you guys back in a little bit when I go work on the swing.
All right, guys, we're here at the range now. It is a rainy day. So on days like today, when it's like pure rain, okay? Actually, these days are kind of good for me because I won't play today. So today I'll purely work on fundamentals. Sometimes I always try and play, but I think that can work to my detriment because I will maybe rush some of this stuff so that I can just go out and play. Days like today, I really hunker down. I get like 200 balls and I just camp out and work on the fundamentals. So I'm gonna put some swings here while I kind of go through how I structure my range session. So obviously get a little warmed up, start with wedges, just get a couple swings in, whatever, get a feel for it. And then from there, I pretty much just like camp out with my 8-iron and just go through getting my feels with the 8-iron. That's it. I'm working on my swing blueprint. I'm working on all my new moves, just locking it in further and further and further. And for the past couple of days, I've seen some really great results. Like obviously I aim at this tree right out in front of me constantly, and I kind of keep like a general dispersion window. That's the center of my shot pattern. I'm trying to be no more than 15 yards left or right of that while I'm practicing. And I can see every day now, I just keep getting like tighter and tighter. What's been really encouraging is that far left miss is pretty much gone. Sometimes you'll get a bit of a hot pull, but not nearly as left as it used to be. It's left, but still playable. And then a big thing that I was working on today is I had obviously the force pedals going. This helps with that dispersion a ton. And I actually today, my right leg is firing exactly the way I need it to. The issue now is getting that left leg, and I know I've mentioned this before, but that left leg is just, for me, feels like the most crucial piece to my entire swing. And so a lot of today will be just camping out with one pedal on that leg the entire time. And again, just 8-irons over and over and over. My takeaway feels good. Everything feels good through transition now. If that left leg doesn't do what it needs to do, then the swing doesn't really happen. But with that being said, this is the best it's ever been. And I'm starting to see a lot of my ball speed come back. I'm starting to see, I can tell when I'm really hitting it well. There's like a way it flies and there's a height at which it flies. I can hit it high, but sometimes I'll hit it high, but I'm not hitting it high because I'm hitting it well. I'm hitting it high because I'm adding loft, right? Whereas when I'm hitting it with my full speed with the right dynamic loft, it just like the ball flight just soars to just over top of that tree and then drops, right? It doesn't like balloon the same way. So I'm looking for that. I'm starting to see that ball flight come back, which is really encouraging. And yeah, guys, I'll just hit 200 balls today with an 8-iron, and I won't move beyond that because until I can hit 8-irons over and over as perfectly as possible, there really isn't a point going to any other iron, simply because I'm just going to confuse my body. So I'm trying to just nail this, get this as locked in as I can, and then once it's perfect here, I will start. Then I'll move to a 7-iron, I'll move to a 6-iron, and all the way down to my range sessions. And my goal is by Christmas, I'll be able to go fully through the bag during a range session within that dispersion window. Like, this is what a range session is. There's nothing fancy. I just hit 8-irons over and over and over again. And yeah, that's how we do it. We got a little dip in between the rain right now where it's like a light drizzle. We're gonna sneak a couple putts in before we go, just to see how all that practice we did earlier is working. That home putting practice is really paying off. I have like a couple putts here that I go to whenever the holes are cut this way, and I can kind of tell how good or bad I am based on my ability to make those putts. And those two spots are where I go to, and to go 6 for 6, that's a first. So guys, I'm telling you, you can grind on a lot at home and then bring it to the course and put it into play. And I think this is the play for moving forward on how to get better at putting. All right, guys, back at home making dinner. This is homemade Italian wedding soup. Just came straight out of the pot. This is like one of my favorite meals. Tons of protein in here. We got meatballs, we got eggs, everything. It's phenomenal. And then quick sneak peek into the oven. We've got garlic bread pizza that we're gonna have with it. Again, homemade dough, homemade everything. The reason why you're gonna see me focus on food throughout this is a couple reasons. One, I love food. I love food. I love cooking. It's a big part of my life, and it's actually helped teach me patience that is translated into my golf game. Like the patience of cooking a meal for yourself. Learn some valuable lessons in that is translated to golf. Another thing is that in order to afford to be able to kind of go after this the way I'm going after it, right? You got to make some different life choices. And so I pretty much cook 98% of my meals at home. I don't buy coffee. I don't buy food externally. Everything I'm eating, I'm making myself pretty much from scratch almost. And part of that is because I love it. And the other part is that helps me save money. And so I can divert more funds and more time, and helps, not keep my overhead so high, so I can devote more time to golf. All these things help. So it's little things like this that, again, I'm getting great nutritional content. It's making me feel good, and I take pride in cooking. And then also helps save me money that then I can divert to focusing more on golf. So it's a win-win-win all around. So that's it for today. That's gonna be the end of my day. I'm gonna eat this, then I have another protein shake. I think the net calories for today are gonna come in at around 4,300. We've been upping the calories a little bit just because body's responding well, and I've adjusted now to eating this much food, which took a little bit in the beginning. Got plenty of cool stuff coming this week. I have to make some adjustments to my training schedule because it looks like the floods are back again this week. So we're completely shut down and trapped here in Chilliwack. So that'll make for an interesting week of navigating. But nonetheless, we're still gonna be able to get a ton of work in. I probably got another 200 putts I'm gonna get in tonight, and that'll be it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Join me on my golf journey, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.